Hello, welcome to the video. I don't often do these videos, but I think with the way the economy is, there's more and more of these opportunities to make these videos because I think homeowners are getting pretty much anybody to do their decorating for them. And there's a famous saying in the sort of building trade. It goes like this: if you can, you can paint. Now, I've got a few examples here of that not being true because this decorating was carried out by a kitchen fitter, and I'm going to leave it up to you to decide what you think of the standard of work. But the customer wasn't very happy. I was asked to go and have a look at the work and put it right, and of course you're there on the back foot because you're trying to put it right. It just goes to show that it's not just a case of getting a brush and slapping some colour around. There's prep that goes into it, all the work you don't see. Look like a ground worker. There can be thousands of pounds worth of plastic and piping and concrete that goes into the ground, but once it's all put back and you've got the grass growing, you wouldn't even know that there was anything under the ground. So it's all the hidden costs that you don't see that actually make the job look nice. Unfortunately, that didn't happen in this example. If we've not met before, my name's Trevor. I run TJ Paint and Decorating with my son Ryan. I started decorating in 1989 and then started running my business in 1993. We've been lucky enough over the years to win a few awards. Dulux Select Decorator of the Year. We've become runners-up in the Screwfix Tradesman of the Year, so we're quite pleased with that. We've worked with a few brands over the years: Dulux, Wagner paint sprayers, CT1. And we've also been quite lucky that we were able to get our City and Guilds level 3 paint and decorating, so we're now fully qualified decorators too. We've got a workshop in the South Downs National Park where we've got a room set, so if you're thinking of getting any decorating done and you're not sure of the colours, come down, have a coffee, have a bacon roll, and we can put some paint around so you can get an idea of the colours you like. We cover Hampshire, Surrey and some of the Sussex, sort of creeping into Sussex. That's a little bit about us. Anyway, back to the video. Looking at this, the first problem we got is the kitchen fitter didn't pay attention. The customer actually wanted the units fitted up to the top of the wall, so this infill panel that was put in should not be there in the first place. And now it's been put in, as you can see, there's cracks and it just doesn't look very neat. The kitchen fitter didn't pay attention to the customer's requirements. Like I say, if the unit had been raised up to nearly touching the ceiling, this infill panel would have been unnecessary and wouldn't have been needed at all. So that was the first problem. However, the bigger problem is the customer wanted the coving taken off and the ceiling replastered. And let me show you this. This is not pretty. As you can see from a distance, it looks horrendous, but the closer you get, the worse it gets, if that's even possible. It's just, I don't know what happened. It's absolutely terrible. Look, it's just not, I don't know, I'm lost for words. Why would you leave plastering in this state? To be fair, this wasn't the kitchen fitter, this was the kitchen fitter's plasterer, which then leads me on to the other note that you should make is when you get a plasterer in, please keep some of their money back when you're paying them, because to find a decent plasterer these days is really difficult. And the amount of jobs I've followed that look like this because the plasterers just don't do a very good job, I've lost count of. And then it's on my shoulders to put it right, and then I need to charge you more money to put their job right, which is unfair because you've already paid the money to get it done properly in the first place. So please, if you're employing a plasterer, please hold back some of their money until your decorator has come to see the standard of the plastering. And if there's no work needed, then that's great. You can then pay the plasterer. But if there is work needed, you can then take the work you need to rectify it out of the plasterer's money, and you're not at a loss. Anyway, I then spoke to the customer, and because I felt a bit sorry for the woman, and she wanted to get the job done for her mum and as a surprise, and it's all turned into a bit of a nightmare. But what I would say, there's quite a few ways of actually trying to avoid this. One, definitely get someone that has got qualifications. Ron and I have got our City and Guilds level 3 paint and decorating. that is always a good sign. That means you've been trained to a certain level, so that's always a good sign. If you can't find someone that's actually qualified, find someone that belongs to a trade association like the PDA, Painting and Decorating Association, or maybe better, I think in my eyes, I would say that because I belong to them, but Dulux Select is another great trade association to belong to. I will say Checker Trade is not a trade association. I've heard it a few times talking to customers, but no, Checker Trade is just like the new Yellow Pages. Everybody's in there, and it's a little, in my opinion, it's just like a free-for-all. It is like the new Yellow Pages, the electronic Yellow Pages. So, and then failing that, go for referrals or recommendations, word of mouth. Not always the best, because someone you get on with and they will then produce a nice job for you, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to get on with the person that you recommend them to. So in that sort of order, that's where I would go if I was looking to get someone in to do some work. And also, another way to stop yourself slipping up is to produce a specification of the work, exactly the work you want done. Now, if you're not confident doing that, DM me. I'm quite happy to put a specification together so that you know exactly what you've asked your decorator to do. But as you'll see from this example, it's not just a case of getting anybody to do decorating.